video will show you how to utilize OpenGov as the town's budgeting tool. By the end of the video, you will be able to update your proposals, add accounts to your worksheets, and export data to Excel. We will start from the beginning, logging in. To log into OpenGov, go to opengov.com and click on Login. Enter your Colma email and your password. If you do not have an account, you will need to reach out to the system administrator, your finance budget team. They will create an account and send you an invitation from OpenGov. You will need to click on the link in the email to finish setting up your account and create a 12-letter password. Once you are done and have logged in, the website will bring you immediately to the reports view. For the purposes of this video, we will only focus on budgets. We will go over the other portals in future videos. To get to the budget portal, just click on the Budgets button on the side. You should be at this screen. On the screen, you want to first check which budget you are looking at. For this video, we are working on fiscal year 21-22 budget. And you see this budget is labeled 2021-22 budget. If you are at a different budget, click on this icon with the 3 bars to select the correct budget. This is also a good way to get to another year's budget for reference. Here's a trick that works for most websites. If you want to open the prior year's budget as a reference on a separate tab or window, simply hold down the Control key on your keyboard while clicking on the fiscal year 19-20 budget link, and the fiscal year 19-20 budget will open on a separate tab. At this point, you can toggle between tabs by holding down the Control key on your keyboard and hit Page Up and Page Down buttons on your keyboard. You can also use your mouse to click between tabs. Lastly, you can also use your mouse and simply drag and drop the tab as a separate window altogether. Going back to OpenGov budgeting, as you can see, proposals have been created for each department. To update your department, just click on your department's name. I will be using HR's budget for this demonstration. If you have access to update and make changes to the proposal, you will notice this text box here and the Add Document button here. If you don't see these and wishes to gain access to this proposal, please contact your finance budget team. They will give you the necessary permissions. The text box is where you want to note major programs and budget changes because it will help in completing your department narrative. If there are supporting documents here, you can click and download or add documents as needed. Going down to expenses, you will see 2 spreadsheets, labor costing and non-labor costing, also called OPS. Finance will update the labor costing for you based on your current employee mix and benefit selections. But don't ignore this because most likely labor costs represent majority of your total operating costs, and you will need to know how it's developed. As additional information, Finance will itemize your filled versus vacant position for your reference, as seen here. Going into non-labor operating items, click on the worksheet with OPS at the end. You should have all accounts in the worksheet. If you are missing an account, you can add it here. Start by selecting the fund. If you are not sure which fund to select, look at the account string. The first 2 numbers represent the fund. Next is the department. That's the next 3 numbers. Last is the expense code. The account name is also listed to help you select the correct account. And then click Add Item. It may take a little while, but you will see a new account added. If an error message pops up on the side, please take a screenshot and contact your finance budget team. One common error message is related to adding an account already in the worksheet. OpenGov will not allow you to add duplicate account numbers under the same worksheet. Remember, the finance team is available to help. To delete an account, move the scroll bar to the right and you will see the upside down triangle. Click and select Remove Line from Worksheet. Now to the main event, updating the budget itself. First, let's understand the columns on the sheet. The first column will always be the accounting string, and it shows the account name and the full account number. The next two columns are for references and can change from year to year. As such, as part of the budget instructions, Finance will provide an explanation for what each columns represent. The column labeled Base is where the budget starts. The base plus the 2021 estimated actual adjustment equals the first proposed column. This is also your 2021 estimated actual. Then, the first proposed column plus the 21-22 budget adjustment will become the proposed fiscal year 21-22 budget. This is important to keep in mind as you update the numbers in these boxes. There are a few ways OpenGov allows you to update the data. The $ here allows you to add the amount to the base to calculate the proposed column. The % sign will increase the base by the % you indicated in calculating the proposed amount. 0 sets the proposed to 0. X replaces the proposed to whatever you indicated. You can also itemize your budget amounts. Move the scroll bar to the right, click on the upside down triangle symbol, and click Add Itemized Entry. Once you do this, you will notice the $ change to X because you are now replacing the proposed amount. This is where you can enter the entries like this, starting with actual, in this case, actual through February 2021. Then add the other items that you need to add for the rest of the year and for the following fiscal year. Since what you entered here are saved even after the budget has been adopted, it is best to itemize whenever possible. That way, you have something to refer to during the year and in developing the following year's budget. Once you are done, click Done here to go back to the worksheet list. Click on this Done to exit the proposal. Your edits are automatically saved as you work on the worksheet. Do the same thing for revenues as applicable. Some proposals will not have revenues. Now that you have finished entering your budgeted numbers, you can go back to the expense or revenues screen and click Visualization to see the bar chart. At first, the bar chart shows town-wide budget. To get to your budget, you can click on the legend to dive down. For example, HR sits in the operating budget, administration. If I only want to see HR, I click on HR and it will show just HR's proposal. Hovering over the bar chart, you can see total budget and % change. The % change are in comparison to the final budget yearly view. In this case, the final budget for fiscal year 2021. For the Excel power users, you can also click Export to export spreadsheets and then use pivot tables to summarize your entries for you. I will likely create a separate training video on exports and pivot tables. And that is budgeting in a nutshell. Feel free to drop a line on how to make this training video more useful, or what other training videos you wish to see in the future. This is it for this video. Happy budgeting!